Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of 5 Minute EMS Review, where we give you short and to the point videos on different EMS topics. Today, we are continuing our ECG interpretation basics series with a video on the limb leads. If you haven't had a chance yet to look at our previous video talking about the idea behind leads in general, I would encourage you to go and take a look at that first. Otherwise, let's dig into the 6 limb leads. Let's get started. All right, guys. So our ultimate goal is to break down the 12 lead ECG and have a really good understanding of what we can learn from it. But before we can do that, before we can move that far, we want to have a really good understanding of the 6 limb leads and the 6 precordial leads. So today we're going to look at the 6 limb leads. These leads are comprised of leads 1, 2, 3, AVR, AVL, and AVF. Now, depending on the manufacturer's recommendations for your specific electrocardiograph, you may place the electrodes for these leads actually on the limbs, the arms and the legs, or you may place them on the torso near the limbs. Either way, it's important to remember and keep in mind that the leads or the views involved are from a frame of reference of the right arm, left arm, and the left leg. So regardless of whether the electrode is actually on the arm or on the torso, we're still talking about a frame of reference that deals with the right arm, and left leg. Now, leads 1 through 3 are bipolar leads, meaning that they require 2 poles. So a positive and a negative pole, 2 electrodes, will be used to accomplish the lead. Electrical activity is viewed between the poles, and a 3rd electrode will also be used to serve as a ground when we're dealing with bipolar leads. These leads, 1 through 3, form something known as Einthoven's triangle, and this is named after Willem Einthoven, who is the father of the electrocardiogram. You can see a diagram of what Einthoven's triangle looks like here. So let's break it down. Lead 1 involves a negative pole on the right arm and a positive pole on the left arm. Lead 2 involves a negative pole on the right arm and a positive pole on the left leg. And finally, lead 3 involves a negative pole on the left arm and a positive pole on the left leg. Now remember that the positive pole can be thought of as the camera that's viewing the heart. If the electrical current of the heart is moving toward the positive pole or toward the camera of a lead, the waveforms in that lead will be mostly upward. If the waveform or the electrical impulse rather is moving away from the positive pole, then the waveforms will be mostly downward. So during normal conditions, leads 1, 2, and 3 typically produce a positive waveform. And if you think about it, this makes sense if you consider the direction of travel of the electrical impulses through the cardiac conduction system in reference to where the positive poles are located for leads 1, 2, and 3. So since the direction of lead 2 most closely matches the direction of travel of electrical impulses in a normal heart, it is often used as the diagnostic lead for monitoring rhythms. Now, moving on to the augmented leads. If you've ever wondered what the A stands for in AVR, AVL, and AVF, it's augmented. And that comes from the fact that the ECG is enhancing what normally are really small waveforms from the augmented leads to make those waveforms appear larger. The V stands for vector, which you can think of as a direction of travel. And then finally, the 3rd letter stands for the position of the positive electrode in that lead. So in AVR, the positive electrode is on the right arm. In AVL, the positive electrode is on the left leg, or correction, the left arm. And in AVF, the positive electrode is on the left leg. So we're saying foot, but really we're talking about the left leg. These leads are unipolar leads, meaning that they're only requiring 1 pole. So that 1 pole is our positive pole or our positive electrode. And the heart is kind of can be considered the 2nd pole So basically, we're looking from the one pole directly at the heart, as opposed to the bipolar leads where we're looking at the heart between two poles. So that's kind of the difference between the bipolar and the unipolar leads. Now, AVR involves the positive pole on the right arm, like we said, and it normally produces a negative waveform. Because if you look at the electrical current of the heart, it's typically going to be moving away from the right arm. AVL involves the positive pole on the left arm, typically producing a positive waveform, and AVF involves the positive pole on the left leg or foot, and that normally produces a positive deflection. And that is a real quick rundown of the limb leads. Obviously, we still need to get into the precordial leads, so keep an eye out for another video in the future as we move through our ECG interpretation basics. We hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider sharing it with others, anyone you think may find it helpful, and hit the subscribe button below to keep informed about new videos that are coming out. Finally, comment below in the comment section if you have any ideas why AVR is helpful to us in diagnosing VTach. Think about that one a little bit and get back to me if you have any ideas. Stay tuned for more videos. Tune in next time, and we'll see you then.